Oh, good morning. I'm going to talk about vacuum sealing stuff this morning. Let's start off with some of the obvious. Okay. I bought. Let me move this. Moving stuff. Alright. I bought these two items. This vacuum seal canister. And it's got a vacuum deal on the top. And that jar and this jar and it comes with a little vacuum pump, small vacuum pump, and a cord, and a little vacuum pump. And I bought it to vacuum seal my cosmetics. See that little jar that fits in there? And you put this on top of it. And then you take, well, I would drop it, but gotta pick it up now. Made it. And then it sits on top of that where the hole's at. Okay, and then you hit the button. And it vacuum seals that, and it also, you hit the button. Goes air out before you can get the lid open. And then it'll end up vacuum sealing this with my tea trees and stuff. Now let me put all this crap back up. That little bit like that for my cosmetics was $50 for that vacuum pump and the two jars and the little cord. And I only use that for my cosmetics. Do that. I put them in there. Put back in here. Alright. Put that back up. Be careful with that. And it does these little bitty jars. It also does jars like this. That I put my teachers in. It'll suck that cork down in there tight. But you have to have a corkscrew to get it out. And that way it'll keep a long time. Let me put these back over here somewhere. Okay. Alright. It also will do these kind of jars. You seal it up, put it down in there, and it'll vacuum seal it. But I only do my cosmetics for that. Alright. Let's move on to something else. This is the cosmetic jar. See there? It's also used as a jelly jar. Alright. Now, let's move into something else. These here are my fruit jars. This here will take the lid off. Just the lid. See, it's always sealed. You put that on there. There we go. And all you gotta do is hit the button on it. I want to seal the lid up. And This here will do regular mouth jars, and it'll also do wide mouth jars. If I have a wide mouth jar over here, no. Where in the hell's the wide mouth jar? Anyway, you undo this here, and that'll do the wide mouth, and that'll do the narrow mouth, the regular mouth. And let's see what kind of box it came in. Here's the box. There's many ways to vacuum seal. I ordered this from Amazon. For goodness gracious, what's in here? Oh, lids. Came with extra lids. But that's what it comes looking like. Okay. Put it here somewhere. We're in that room. Here we go. Put it over there. All right. Now, I also got the. What's this? That goes in the jar over here. Instructions from back. I always keep everything together. Like I said, there's many ways to vacuum seal. Alright. Now this here is my big jar. You have to let the pressure out. So you can take the lid off of it. Now if I want to seal my jars up like this, what is this? Plantain. December the 4th. Now that's plantain. But I'll also, it'll handle the big jars. And it comes in plastic. And there's different sizes of these too. And it also comes in the glass one I use. I got smart and started buying plastic sealers. I put it down there. And then I made my own. It's got a one-way valve on it. And it's stainless steel. I put a tissue in the bottom. You drop a jar in, like that. And you screw the lid on it. And now how I release pressure is this little valve up here. This is the thermos bottle, all this is. It's got the one-way valve. And then you can use a deal like this. Oh, let's go get some here. These are other jars that you can seal, like a pickle jar, an olive jar, things like that you wash out and can use. And I can even use a hot sauce jar with that kind of lid. And unscrew it here. Like this hot sauce jar, I can drop it in there as long as there's a clearance between it and the top. Now, that's a homemade vacuum. You can do it at PVC, a whole bunch of different stuff. Okay, and then you just screw the lid on it. Put that in there, put the lid back on it. Okay, and then here's a vacuum pump for that I use for a brake pump for bleeding off your brakes. But you take the pump part, which is this part, got a gauge on it. Put it together here. You just pump. Well, maybe get it pushed on there tight enough. There we go. And you take this, put the on the top of this one-way valve. A one-way valve, and then pump it, and then suck all the air out of it, and that's so that will seal up jars like your pickle jars, mayonnaise jars, and once you get it sealed up, this here will be vacuum sealed, and you pop it off. Put that back on there. That's another way to vacuum seal. And then, let's see here, put this back up. This is about $25. And then, we're going to get into the other stuff here in a minute. There's many ways to vacuum seal. And why am I vacuum sealing stuff? Well, it makes it last 10, 15, 20 years, and even longer. That back up. And now you'll say, well, do I need all these different things to do that? No, you don't. If you're going to stay with the fruit jars, here's a wide mouth. Right here's a wide mouth that I vacuum seal for onions. Remember I told you that one? All right, you can buy this kit. And now this is a wide, it comes with a wide mouth, a narrow mouth, a little vacuum pump, and a hose. Now this here, you take the wide mouth, this has already been sealed, it goes on there, this goes on the top of that, this goes on the bottom of that, and all you gotta do is pump it. That's about $20 for that setup. Alright. Versus a power pump like this one here. This power pump, which comes with a now this one here, you undo, you take that off, you can undo this, and then this fits on the top of this, and you just hit the button. This is rechargeable. That's a manual. This was for the small lids, and that one there is for the big lids. You just lock it in. Don't feel good this morning. Okay. And there's many more vacuum ways to vacuum seal. Too. I have 50 pounds of rice, 50 pounds of beans, and I'm gonna put it in half-gallon jars this morning. I try to keep everything back in the box it came in. That does help me, especially when I'm hunting for it. Now these will keep the dehydrated onions. They keep 10, 15 years, Bobby. Okay, let's get down to the last one. I guess it'd be the last one. Now this is a vacuum pump. See there. And now it comes with, you can get these freezer bags, or you can get Marlo bags, potato chips bags, and you just put it in there, seal it up. And it also comes, it also comes with a vacuum pump for doing jars. If I don't want to do them manually, I just use this and hit it in the top of the jar. And I have to use one of them adaptions over there, the manual one. And or the metal one. And I just put this hose on the top of this and suck all the air out on this one-way valve. And but now this comes in handy for Marlo bags, freezer bags, doing manual. I mean, not manual, but using the other type lids, where it be this type lid, or that one-man thing I built. Not just a few things of vacuum sealing, but you gotta vacuum seal your stuff up, make it last longer. And that's what I do. I take fruit jars, any kind of jar, and vacuum seal it up. Cosmetic jars. I put my beauty creams and stuff in these. Now these don't have a separate lid and a ring, it's just one thing. Tighten it up and it'll vacuum seal it tight. And that way you got stuff that you can use, like this here. That's a pickle jar. I believe it's pickles. Yeah. Baby deals. This here is little bitty olives, I believe it is. I can wash the labels off of them and use them. Wash them out good. Now, but like I said, for my cosmetics, I bought this setup here, and that's all I use is these glass ones for is my cosmetics. See here? It's glass. Now, I keep my cosmetic vacuum sealers separate from my, this is cosmetics. This is cosmetic, and this is cosmetic. I keep it separate from my food, because cosmetics could be, different things, and I don't want, if I have an accident or whatever, I don't want contamination between cosmetics and food. But like I said, vacuum sealing, you can buy all these bags, different sizes. And you can also get Marlowe bags. I got some over there. But be sure to vacuum seal everything you got if you want it to last a lot longer. Let me get a drink. Where the hell did I put my pop? Oh, there it is. But like I said, you can make your own vacuum seal container. Buy these little one-way valves. I use this stainless steel, but you can use glass, plastic, PVC. Now, when I really want to put a vacuum on something, I use this, because I have no worries about it collapsing on me or exploding on me or anything else. I'll put up to 35 pounds of vacuum on it. I mean, normally I put 15 pounds. But you can double that with something like this if you really want that thing to be tight and last for 100 years. I ain't gonna be around half the time I got all this stuff vacuumed up. You can take wine and drop it in to one of them deals. If you get it, and you'll have to use a cork or a stopper, but you'll have, after you vacuum seal it, you'll have to get a corkscrew to get the cork out of it. And I've suck corks down about halfway here, and then that wine will keep for 20 years. Oh, that smells so good. What is it? It's honey mead, like the Egyptians had. Here's a lid like this. It ain't a 2-part. Has to go in one of the metal or plastic vacuum seal containers, because it ain't a 2-part. Now, a 2-part lid like this here. This is sealed. That is how, but you have to put the ring on later. But that vacuum seal there, this is apple slices. Dehydrated apple slices. I just did a lot of this. But you can vacuum seal, put candy in jars. You can put nuts, peanuts, all kinds of nuts. You can use something like this to vacuum seal. And it'll suck it down, but you have to put it in one of them bigger containers. Or something like this. It's got just a rubber seal on it. And then you have to hell of a time getting it off there, but let me tell you something. It'll seal it. Well, that's about all I got to go for. I gotta put all this stuff back up. But you look on the internet and start buying your vacuum seal kits. If you ain't into cosmetics, I wouldn't go out and buy these for $50. Because you don't have to. This is more practical. One of these for your fruit jars and stuff, small and large mouth, about $20. Now this is showing you can hook it up to your power, like my power machine over there, that vacuum seal machine, or you can do it manually, but that's all you need, $20. Or you can make your own, buying these one-way valves, drill a hole, and that little things there, probably get a dozen of them for about 5, 8, 10, $12, something like that. They're not very expensive. But if you, let's see what else we got. Oh, you can buy one of these. You know, Want to do it? Don't want to do it manual, but these are only for fruit jars. Same way with this here and this side. That's only for fruit jars. If you want something different, these come. These come in a big set. That's too heavy. These come in a big set. You can even get them larger than this, smaller, larger. They're about, I think the whole set's $50. You can get the small, medium, large, even bigger than this. Now, something I didn't dig out to show you was oxygen eaters. You can use them in a Marlowe bag. Let's say a 25-pound bag of rice. Throw your 3 or 4 oxygen eaters in there. It'll tell you what size it takes. And then seal that up. Put it in a 5-gallon plastic bucket. And that'll do 20 and 25 pounds at a time, maybe 50 pounds. But like I said, I do the smaller things. What's this over here? But when you want to seal something up, now this don't work for canning. These are just sealing dry products or liquid products that like for plantain and stuff. Now your canning products has to be pressure canned under high pressure in a canner, a ball canner, or all-American water bath canning. It's a different kind of sealing process. But if you're going to do just dehydrated stuff, beans, rice, onion, whatever you've dehydrated, you can use some of these methods. My handiest thing is when I'm dealing with cosmetics like this, it looks pretty. I put me a seal on what it is, and face cream or anti-aging cream or eczema cream, and like I said, it makes it a nice little deal to sell. And then like these here, then they can use the jar for something else. My tea trees and stuff, I seal these up for myself, and then I pour out what I need, tablespoon of this, tablespoon of that. I buy some of my tea trees like this. This is here is jewelweed. It helps for poison ivy, poison oak. That little deal there is about $20, and I get 4 ounces. I think a 3.5 or something, 3.5 ounces. That's it. And I also do these. This is my Neosporin salve, and I seal that up. Drop it in one of these containers like this, my glass container. I put 3 or 4 of them in there at a time. See to that. This here is my antifungal for your feet. I make my own medicines. See, this is another teacher. You drop that in there, then this cork will seal. I mean, it sucks it down tight. And I'll put my exotic oils and stuff that I've made up when I'm out foraging and stuff. And that's it, people. Happy vacuum sealing, the way I look at it. Now I put this stuff up till I start using some of it. But if you're going to keep anything long term, vacuum seal it. And I also put a moisturizing pack in my beans, rice, and whatever. Now, if I want to do a great big 5-gallon bucket, I'll use some moisturizer and throw it in there. And I also use some, when it's too big for my machine, I put some oxygen eaters in there, and they'll suck that bag tight. I use Marlowe bags for long term, 50 years or plus. Like for my grains, my wheat grains, rye, barley, and I put the bread meal and make my own flour. Well, I've got to go. My dogs are outside. I bought these at the flea market. I thought they were cute. They're a curved fruit jar on top of a pedestal. And I'm going to put candy in it and vacuum seal them. Like M&M's or whatever. And vacuum seal them and it'll last for years. I gotta get around and do some other stuff. But that's my vacuum seal stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty more of it and plenty of different times. You make your own, whatever. I got it. I'm trying to show you how little they are. Oh, come here. Trying to find everything I need except the little bitty things. But anyway, look at that. Trying to show you how little them things are when you order them. But you can make your own. Like I said, this is a one-way valve, and you can get a bunch of them. Sometimes up to 10. I use a hot glue gun, sew it in there. Test it out, make sure you got it the right side up and the wrong side down. And it will vacuum seal this container here. Like something like that. But you need something you can unscrew to break the seal. Because I didn't have a release, I just used this for my release. You have to have a release on every vacuum thing, unscrew or otherwise, because you won't be able to get back into it. I will let you guys go, but like I said, get putting stuff up. Hard times are coming. And like I said, I've got a bunch to do today. I got to clean up all this stuff up tore out to show you how different kinds of vacuum sealing. But like I said, if I really want to put a tight vacuum on it, I use that brake pump. And then I use this manual. It's for fruit jars, or you can hook it up to something you've made. Small mouth, large mouth. This power one, it's good for large mouth, small mouth, rechargeable. And then I use my big vacuum sealing machine for Marlowe bags and other things. But I mean, unless you're into cosmetics, I wouldn't spend $50 for these 2 jars and that little vacuum sealer. I would go for these bigger ones here that's plastic. But you can get this size, bigger size, smaller size, down to the little ones, just like these. And they're it's got easy release. I think it's about $50. Like I said, you'll figure it out. But vacuum sealing makes food last so much longer. Gotta go. And you're saving money when you like open a bag of potato chips. See, if you ain't gonna eat it for 2 or 3 days or a week, seal it back. And then you just cut along the edge, eat what you want, stick it back in your vacuum machine, and it heat seals it and vacuums it tight. Or you can just heat seal it. You don't want to crush your potato chips. And it'll last 2 or 3 months. Cereal's a good one. I put cereal in fruit jars. 6 months, a year later, 2 years later, that cereal's still fresh. I don't like eating stale cereal. But that's another thing. The price of food, you can't afford to waste any of it. Talk to you later.